from corporate to box trucks. Can you guys believe that? That is a business. It's a very good money making business. My grandfather also was a truck driver, and I know there's a lot of money to be had there. Today, we have a special guest with Sausha Walker, who is the queen of box trucks. Yeah, I just deemed you that, so don't worry about that. And she's going to give us her story, but also more importantly, for those business owners or entrepreneurs to think of a path, a different path, maybe a different way of making money, as well as talking about how she created a community around all of it. So without further ado, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I really
Yes,
appreciate the opportunity.
absolutely. So seriously, I mean, let's just jump right into it. How the hell do you go from corporate to being like, you know what, box trucks? That's it. That's what we're gonna do. It sounds like more like you threw a dart at a dartboard, and here we are.
That's exactly what happened. Pandemic happened, right? And so at that moment, we're just like trying to figure out how do we create a different stream of income? We're relying on one stream of income. How can we create more? And if you think about it, during the pandemic, the only thing that was running were trucks. And so my fiance said, "Hey, let's get started in the box truck industry." And I'm like, "Okay, like let's do it." And he said, "We're going to bring in like $1,000 a week." And I'm like, "Okay, an extra 4,000 a month." Not even thinking about the truck, the insurance, all that stuff that comes with it, right? So I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." We just jumped out there. I didn't have a me to call on, so it was a lot of trial and error, but we got it going. And yeah, it was more than $1,000 a week. It exceeded our expectations. And so this industry is way bigger than just the income. And so that's how we got into it. Just pandemic, trying out different things, taking a risk, and it actually in succeeding in it, becoming six-figure earners in our first year. So
That's the most business owners do that, right? Like they have this
yeah,
idea, then we just take the jump, and it's going to work out. We'll figure it out.
we'll figure
Um,
it out.
right? So you decided to do this. Now, when people think box trucks, right? Moving trucks, logistics, those types of things. Are you guys the
Mhm.
one driving it around town?
So I'm not personally. I don't drive the truck. So when we started, of course, my fiance, I'm like, well, you have to get on the truck. You have to know the ins and out on the truck. I'm gonna do the admin side of things. I'll do the hiring. I'll do payroll. I'll do scheduling. All of that good stuff. And so he got on the truck, and I thought that I had to fire him. All the cars he hit and mailboxes and all, and I'm like, do I need to let you go? Like, do you need to be on the admin side of things? But it all worked out. He learned the business. And now that he knows the ins and outs of the business, regarding being on the truck, now we hire people. He does the training, and then we do it again for another truck. So that's how we were able to build our fleet. Built our fleet as fast as we did. We started off with one truck, and then we ended up with seven trucks the next year.
And where are you at currently?
We're still at the seven trucks, and this is no bullshit, right?
Great.
So the pandemic passed. Now everyone has furniture. Everyone is good now. So it kind of slowed down. We're still just at the seven trucks, and now what we have to do is pivot and get other contracts in different, in different areas. So that's how we'll be able to go and reach the goal of having 25 trucks.
And that's a very important piece of a business owner, right? It's not, hey, we're going to do this forever. Like this is our bread and butter. We're always going to do it. It's your ability to adapt and overcome and kind of see what's coming down the pipe and what's next, right? Can you
Yes.
talk
Yeah.
to us about being a brand new business owner? Because going in with it like with zero experience to kind of where you are 4 years later, what have you learned from like the business perspective of how to be a business owner, what it's like emotionally?
So one thing is, in order for us to, when those challenges come up, in order for us to get over those challenges, we really had to sit down and figure out what our why was. Like, why were we starting this business? Because yes, we all want to make money, but at the end of the day, it has to be bigger than money. You have to have a passion for the industry. You have to have a why, because there's going to be days where you want to wave the white flag and walk away, but then you have to go back to the mindset of things of why did you start this business? Who is benefiting from this business outside of yourself? You have to know, though, if you don't have those answers, then you're not going to be able to be successful in any business that you start. So that's how we got over the challenges of what is our why, who's benefiting outside of us, and what is the passion behind it? Because initially, like I said, we were like, okay, let's create a different stream of income. But now my why is bigger, because now I'm creating jobs for the community, giving people second chances, right? And also creating a community where whoever wants to get into the box truck industry, I'm able to guide them from A to Z. So I'm creating business owners. So that's what keep us going, and being able to get over those hurdles. Because I mean, there's a lot of hurdles in the trucking industry. It's not for the weak at all.
No, no, it's not. I mean, you've got truck costs, you've got fuel costs, you've got
Yeah,
contracts to get. That's not
yeah.
even talking about just staffing the trucks with drivers in themselves,
Oh,
right?
a whole
It's a lot.
different. Hmm.
It's a lot.
And hiring, I mean, one of the things, coming into business, I mean, like, we're new in the trucking industry, and we're trying to be everyone's friend and just make everyone comfortable. But in the trucking industry, you just can't do that. You be friendly, however, and make everyone comfortable, but you still have to um fire fast, hire slow. That has always stuck with me throughout this whole business, because we will hire fast, and when it came down to the firing, we are just like firing slow, and that costs us a lot of money. So hire slow, fire fast. When they make a mistake in the trucking industry, let them go. It's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
cost
a
you.
really big point for anyone who is hiring and firing. We've all made that mistake of, hiring fast and firing slow and doing the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a natural progression to understand,
It is.
hey, like everything we do is a business. Yes, is there emotions tied to it? Can you still be friends and close to people? Yes, you can, and you should be a good person to do so. But
Absolutely.
if they mess up or they don't perform or whatever it is, you let them know and move on, because your business, and to your credit, you just said your why. More
Mhm.
importantly, you and your business are affecting way more people than that one
Yeah,
person, right? And if you
exactly.
let the whole thing blow up, then what are you really doing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you can't get into this industry because you see it on social media. You really have to have a passion for it. I'm telling
Damn,
you,
this
because
damn
you'll
social
get in
media.
it. Yeah, that social media will have. Ooh, that social media will put you in a bind. Okay, it'll make you have to start all over in life.
Right. Real quick. Real quick. Make you
Real
make you move to a different country, like
right.
new name. Right. So you've got this up and running. You're now 4 years in. But before that, so you got it up and running in year two with 7 trucks.
Mhm.
What was that next thing that decided, okay, we need to do more? Because you've got a community, you teach as well. What
Mhm.
made you like go, okay, it's time to add on to this and grow more than just running the business and just doing trucks?
Um, because so first it took me 6 months to secure the contract, which I thought was crazy. Just the back and forth for 3 months of calling consistently. That's another thing. A lot of people probably would have walked away after the first few days of calling, but I called every day until they told me. If they would have said, Sasha, stop calling us, we're not interested, then I would have stopped. But they were answering the phone, taking my messages, passing it on, so I just kept calling every day, and I got in front of someone finally, and they approved it. When I got in the warehouse, I was the only female, only woman, black woman in the warehouse. We were the only black people as contractors. I'm like, where's our people? Where's our people? I'm like, so that's when it became bigger than just me making another stream of income. I need to let me try this out first, and then I'm going to teach you guys how. Let me see if it's worth it. And then within 6 months, I'm like, this is why aren't a lot of people in this warehouse? So that's when I created the free classes. You know, I still give free classes till this day, and that's when I created a course, basically taking my experience and getting you the contract within 30 to 45 days opposed to 6 months. So it took me to come into the warehouse and see that I was the only woman and the only black person as a contractor. And that's when I took it to the next level to
And
share.
you're in Houston. Like I'm in Iowa
Yeah,
and Des Moines. Like our population's only 1%. So like the numbers would make sense. You're in
exactly.
Houston. It shouldn't like the numbers shouldn't make sense like that. Uh,
Exactly.
what have you seen, or I guess what's been your experience being not only a woman but a black woman in just business in general? Now we can't. I'm not going to say that some of these things are because of our race, but what are
No.
some tough things that you had to go through that maybe others are going through right now, and they just need to know they're not alone?
I would say the being treated as if you don't know what you're doing or if you're not knowledgeable about the industry, right? Like just thinking, oh, you're just a pretty face coming in, putting your trucks on the road. But unfortunately, what we have to do, and I mean, we should be doing this when you're getting into the industry, you have to be a student of your business. You have to know it front and back. Because what I noticed, they test you front and back, right? They test to make sure that you do know your stuff. And unfortunately, what happens is when we get into these industries, and we're just like going with the flow and we're not being a student of our business. And when they do test us, we don't know how to stand up for ourselves, right? So then the respect is gone, right? And then so you just can't even move forward because they don't even, look at you with respect or look at you like as if you're knowledgeable. So I already knew. I work for JP Morgan Chase, amazing company. So I have the work ethics. I already know that starting a business, I need to make sure I read that the contracts. I need to make sure I read the whole handbook so you know your rights because people test you, unfortunately. And
They do.
I'm not saying it's a black thing, right? But I'm just
Correct.
saying it's just what I experience, being in the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a really good point. We see it on social media. We see it in media a lot. Is
Yeah.
everyone want to revert back to the race thing? And don't get me wrong, institutionally, it's not great for us. It's been built against us. Okay, I get that. Like I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's not true, but
Hmm.
we also have to put in work, right?
We
You
do.
also, regardless of your skin color or whatnot, going into a new business industry, learning it, that's just life. Like that's just what
You,
you need to do to be successful,
yeah.
regardless of what's going on in the world. And so I think that's a really good point of you saying it's my experience, right? That's what it is. I knew it was going to take X to get to where I need to be, but it comes down to hard work.
No, it does. And unfortunately, we just have to work a little bit harder. You know, it's no slacking. It's no coming with, just being unprofessional. Like we really have to be on top of it all the way through every day.
Every day, all day. Um, when it comes to, so now you've been in the warehouse, right? Now you look around. It's time to grow this thing. What's
Hmm.
been the biggest hurdle of, I guess teaching is the right word to use. Teaching others to come into this industry and grow. What's been the biggest hurdle?
The passion, um, people don't have a why. They just, oh, if I see that you doing it, so if you can do it, I know I can do it. It's like, no, what is your why? Like, who are you doing this for? You know? And so that has been a big hurdle and struggle that I deal with. I want to help everyone, of course, but I know if you're passionate about it or not. And so I can't work with everyone. I give the free classes for you to get the information. But in order to work side by side with me, be into my mentorship, it's a line of questions that you have to go through, because I want to make sure that you're ready to go. Because once we get started, it's go time. Your truck will be on the road, but mentally you have to be prepared for that. And
Have
a
you?
lot of people,
Go ahead.
no, I was going to say a lot of people. I've had a few people like times out. I thought I was ready, but maybe I'm not. I'm gonna come back. I'll revisit it.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Like, have you ever
Yeah.
had like the negative side, like the other side of that coin where people don't want to do it and maybe they recognize it's not for them?
hmm Yeah, all the time. We make it look easy.
Yeah.
On social media, we're posting, us getting up every morning, going to the warehouse, making sure our truck's on the road, but we're not recording your driver just hit a mailbox. Oh, your driver didn't tighten the water line on a washer, so now a person's house is flooded. Like we don't record that stuff. And if I sit and talk about, of course, the pros outweigh the cons, but the cons be it will discourage someone if you don't have the passion for it. But if
Right,
you have the
because things
passion
come
for it,
out.
yeah,
Yeah, they come out of it everywhere, every which way,
every which
and
way.
that's why you have to have that why, because it's what you fall back on and be like, you know
Yep.
what, it was a bad day. Maybe I need to teach that driver to actually tighten the water line. I don't know. Seems common sense, but hey, maybe I need to do something extra
Right.
just for that to not happen. You bring
Right.
up a really good point of when you have clients or you're building a business, is you personally, like you as a person, you Sasha, only
Mm-hmm.
has so much time and energy to give. I think
Mm-hmm.
something in all of our industries, in business in general,
Mm-hmm.
either our community or our friends and family all think that either they should get a discount, that you should be the first one to work with them,
Yeah.
or that they should get some special privilege just because. And I want
Mm-hmm.
people to know that that's not it. That's not how this works. You are either a fit or you're not a fit, right? Not
Yeah.
everyone's a fit. I can't work with everyone. You can't work with everyone. We do have free content. I do too. Throw that
Mm-hmm.
out there. You can learn as much as you want. But if you don't fit my line of questioning, you don't fit the type of person I want to work with, it's not personal. Like, I'm not saying I don't like you as a person, but as a client, it just don't happen. So for other business owners listening, if you
Mm-hmm.
can narrow down, and I don't mean like an ideal client thing and all that, but like narrow down who you just want to be around and work with, your business will start to grow in a way that you didn't understand at first because you're taking on too much baggage.
Yeah. My ideal client is someone that's motivated, someone that is going to push through when they don't answer the phone or email is not, replied to. Like someone is just going to be all in, and someone that can think outside the box. I can't work with people that just go off my direction. I still need you to be a student of your business. I still need you to think outside the box so you can move forward through this process. I think people feel like a mentor is a person that's going to tell you everything to say, how to get out there and hustle, how to pick up the phone and dial a number. Like they think that you're supposed to do every little bitty thing, right? And it doesn't work like that. That's not people I want to work with. I need people that is a go getter. Like this is what I want. You tell me what to do, and I'm gonna go do it and plus more. That's the type of people that I like to work with. Not, hey, what time should I call, these companies? Should I call them at 7:30 or 8? come on, like,
Right. Yeah.
call them in the morning, call them in the afternoon, call them in the evening, get someone on the phone, right? So those are the go-getters, the ones that's clear about what they want. Come to me with clear intentions. Hey, I want to start this business because I want to buy a home for my family. I want to live a different lifestyle. I want to be able to put all of my kids through college. Have a why. Have a why of what you want to do. People, that's my one question is, what is your why? And why do you want to get into the box truck industry? What is your passion about the trucking industry? If they can't answer that, I'm not even moving forward with the rest of the questions because that's really big to me.
It's one of the most important things there is. You can't
Yeah.
do anything if you don't have that. We
Yeah.
talk about it in my firm a lot of when we ask people, we ask them, first question we ask them is, what's your first money memory? And they're always like, I don't know, like something. I'm like, there's something there. The reason for that is we ask because it either was some type of trauma, how you were raised, something,
Mm-hmm.
because it directs how you act now. Finding out
Right.
someone's why is the same way. If they don't have one, they're lost. They do whatever they need. If you have a
Yeah.
why, a purpose, it allows the plan to be very actually relatively easy to follow. Because if
Yeah.
you know that my passion is your business, then all the other stuff that comes around, you can say no to. It doesn't
Yeah.
follow your
Which
plan and your purpose.
it doesn't align. It doesn't align with you. And that's how I became an entrepreneur. I worked for JP Morgan Chase in a money laundering. I was a money launderer investigator for JP Morgan Chase. And so it came to a point I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and I moved from Detroit, Michigan by myself to Texas. Chase offered me a position when I moved, and I said, okay, my now I'm here. I've got this far. I want to go and visit my family on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And Chase said, no, you have to pick and you have to put in a bid. And if you don't get picked, then you won't be able to go home. And I was like, no, that's not going to work for me. I, so I'm like, okay, Sasha, what are we going to do? And that's how I became an entrepreneur is I need to create a business where I have control over my time and I want freedom of my time. Like I want to be in control of it. I didn't quit Chase because of the money. I quit Chase because I couldn't spend time with my family and create the memories with my family when I wanted to. And I put in my 2 week notice and I became a life insurance agent. And I'm still a life insurance agent to this day because that allowed me the freedom of my time. And so my why was, and that's why in the first year in the insurance business, 6 figures. It comes, the money will come, guys. The money will, when you have a passion for something and you're clear about what you want to do, the money will come. Don't put a price on, I want to make 100,000, I want to make $1 million. If you're passionate about something, it'll come because you're going to put
Absolutely.
your all into it. Yeah. So,
Absolutely. Talk to us. Okay, let's get to, I don't want to, marketing is the right term, but let's get to market. Let's get to social media. I
uh-huh.
want to hit a couple of myths. One being that creating content is work. Like, I don't care what anybody says. You might see
It's
the
like,
finished project, but it's work. It's exhausting.
it is.
You might as well be on a 5 mile run sometimes. Like, it's just a lot of work. Talk to us about some of behind the scenes stuff that you do, how much work it is, but why you are doing so much on social media nowadays.
So I started off before I started creating content. I had like 6,000 followers. And I was so scared to get on live. I was so scared to just be in front of the camera. And I'm like, people are going to judge me. People are going to get into my business. Like, I was just like all over the place. The fear of failure, right? And that fear was keeping me complacent, keeping me on my, it just keeping me comfortable. And I'm like, okay, I need to step out. We got the box trucks going and I'm like, telling my fiance, like, just record me, or I'm just going to record when we're going into the warehouse. I'm just going to record everything. And I posted a video, posted, my free classes, and people are responding. People are excited about it, which started making me excited about it. And I'm like, okay, I want to do more, right? I want to do more. And that build up my confidence, to post more, to put out more information. People are responding, people are interacting. So you just want to put out more. And I'm like, okay, I think I got this. And I started going on live. I started doing live classes. And then I posted a video of me driving the box truck, and that video like hit over 500,000 views. And I'm like, oh, so you guys want to see like the interaction. You want to see me, in the field. And I just start recording, and I have to literally, I record a lot, but I'll take a day and I'll sit down and I'll piece things together. And when you're in social media creating content, you just always want to tell a story, right? About, if you can tell a story from start to finish, if you have the content, you can piece it together and put together a reel. And so that's what I started doing. And, our video got 1 million views, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm on to something. So, but consistency. I did that, posted a reel for a good 30 days, and so my account went to 37,000. But I can't keep up. Like, you're running so many businesses, and
Right.
you don't have time. I'm in the moment. I catch myself not recording the things that I know people will love to see. But I came to a point where I was like, you know what, Sasha, it's okay. It's okay to be in the moment, and it's okay to, capture the moment. Cause I was putting too much pressure on myself. And, I'm just like, hey, you guys will just get it when you get it at this point. Cause I'm busy.
See, and that's the difference between a content creator and a business
Yeah.
owner that creates content. And
Yeah.
that's the real part of it. These influencers and content creators, literally full-time job is to just
Create
create
content
content. The rest of
and
us
be,
like are doing what we're preaching, right? We are
yeah.
doing the content.
Yeah.
Then we're also creating the content. And I think that's an important piece for people to understand is when you're following someone or researching or doing whatever on social media, and they don't post a video for a while or whatever it is because they are working in the business, right? That
Yeah.
there's a lot to do in the business that doesn't involve, me doing content creation. So I love that you do it. It's amazing to watch some of those. And also, isn't it cool? Like when something does pop, right?
Yeah.
But then you're like, how the hell did that one pop? Like there's these ones that I'm like, oh, this is the one.
This
This
is
is
the
it.
one
I
right
put
here.
time, nothing. Random ass
Nothing.
one pops and you're like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But as we
Yeah.
wrap this up, what is one thing you want to leave our listeners with so that they can maybe take that next step into entrepreneurship, that next
Mhm.
step with getting a box truck company? Like, what is one thing you want to leave so they can take that next step?
I think I mentioned it just a second ago. Is I can't stress this enough. Fear. I read in the book, fear will keep us poor. And fear will keep us complacent. Fear will keep us from not buying that home that we want, the car, taking a vacation, putting your kid through college. I mean, fear will stop you from moving forward. And I can't stress enough, it's okay to fail. It's okay that you start that business and it didn't go as planned. The failure part is not starting over and trying it again. That's when you fail. When you give up, that's where you fail. So if you go through something, if you're starting a business as an entrepreneur, it didn't go as planned, learn from your mistakes, try it again, keep trying until you get that business right. If this is a business that you really, really want to start, it's okay to keep starting over. It's okay. Get a mentor, get a coach, be a student of your business. I cannot stress that enough. Be a student of your business, to learn your business in and out. And one thing if you start a trucking business, be on your trucks, be at the warehouse, be in the moment of your business. Do not get a truck and then say, "Hey, I got a driver, they're good. I'm gonna collect money." You need to know the ins and out of your business, because if you don't, the drivers and the helpers that you hire, if they know the business better than you, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Your team will can make and break your business. So that's what I leave with it. Fear will not keep us poor.
There you go. Fear will not keep us poor. You heard it here first. Sasha Walker with "Fear will not keep us poor." Quotes going to be in her book when she writes one. Here we go. I appreciate you. Appreciate you having you on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being here. Thank you.
The preceding program was sponsored by Black Mammoth. Any awards, rankings, or recognition by unaffiliated third parties or publications are in no way indicative of the advisor's future performance or any individual client's investment success. No award, ranking, or recognition should be construed as a current or past endorsement of Black Mammoth. Information regarding specific awards, rankings, or recognitions is available on the Black Mammoth website, www.blackmammoth.com. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss. Investment strategies such as asset allocation, diversification, or rebalancing do not assure or guarantee better performance and cannot eliminate the risk of investment losses. There are no guarantees that a portfolio employing these or any other strategy will outperform a portfolio that does not engage in such strategies. This broadcast should not be construed by any client or prospective client as a solicitation to effect or attempt to effect transactions and securities, or the rendering of personalized investment advice due to various factors, including changing market conditions. The information discussed in this broadcast may no longer be reflective of current positions or recommendations. While information presented is believed to be factual and up-to-date, Black Mammoth do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. The tax and estate planning information discussed is general in nature and is provided for informational purposes only, and should not be construed as legal or tax advice. Listeners should consult an attorney or tax professional regarding their specific legal or tax situation. Past performance is not indicative of future results.